Planners and bullet journals, art projects organized, planner chic.
Well, hello everyone, and welcome to Organized Planner Chic. I'm Lucinda, and I apologize. There's some shadowing going on here. My husband and I are finally getting settled into our new place here in Arizona, and it's perfect with the trees and everything that surround our particular apartment. We have a house we still need to sell in Oklahoma, but it is nice and cool no matter what time of day it is, as hot as it is in Arizona. However, the lighting is not good for being a YouTuber, so I'm going to figure that out. It's of course later in the day right now, but I'm going to have to figure out how to not have shadows in the future. And if I can't figure it out soon, then I will definitely film maybe in a brighter place somewhere like the library and do voiceovers until I get it all straightened out. So just wanted to give you guys that apology. But thank you so much for joining me today. And if you aren't a subscriber, please hit that subscribe button and comment at the end of this video if you love it. And so I want to go ahead and get into it. What I want to share with you guys today is my new pocket size LucindadoriPlanners Traveler's Notebook. So you guys know I make all kinds of different sizes for my Etsy shop, but I've never carried a pocket size because I tend to be a person who goes toward more larger planners, not giant ones, but more sort of between medium and large. But I've started downsizing. If you remember in the last few videos when I've had traveler's notebooks, that I have, stepped down a little bit. So the last one that I was using as my everyday carry was a traditional Midori or Traveler's Company size, and now I'm trying the pocket, which I am really enjoying. You guys, my friend Holly, who has an Etsy shop as well, OK Bugs Boutique US. Holly has amazing stuff. Well, she loves the pocket size, so I decided to try it. Now, this particular one was originally in my Etsy shop, and all that was in it was made out of fabric and vinyl, of course, and hand stitched. But the fabric was just not this yellow, but just this yellow shape right here, and this little piece of yellow on this side. And then it was this yellow, but I colored over it, and this yellow in here on this side. And so I actually used watercolor. This is not watercolor. I used, did I use any watercolor? I don't think so. I think it was all Jane Davenport butterfly markers, which I believe have ink in them, or watercolor type ink, and some magical stuff inside of there. And I used that. Oh no, I did. Let me take that back. I did all of this. Oh my goodness, I'm saying the wrong thing. I did all of the paint that I did in here from Jane Davenport's Bright watercolor palette, and I'll put a link, or actually I'll put an iCard across the screen for that palette. So her new Brights watercolor palette is what I colored this with, okay? And I just, the reason why I did that on this is because it's fabric, and I didn't want, and I've painted on fabric before, but I didn't want, because of the texture of this is like a canvas, I didn't want the texture to change because I was going to be painting on canvas with acrylic, because it would have been a more rough texture. I wanted the texture to all be the same and be, because it's a really light canvas. It's not heavy at all. So I wanted it to just feel the same and be pretty smooth, and the watercolor would just seep into the fabric instead of, seeping some, but mostly being on the top of it. So I really like the way that it turned out. I'm really, really happy with it. And then I went over on the these different shapes along the borders and went over it with a over a micron 03. This one's a 03 micron. And also I went back over that on some of it just to make it a little bit darker with a black Jelly Roll pen. Now on the back, I didn't do any borders with the black pen, because eventually, and I'm working on my sketching, I'm getting back into that, I'm going to do, I think, a face or like half of a face on here, so I wanted to leave that for me to do black over with that. And this little hand came from my friend Nawasa. I'm sorry the table's shaking. I've got to do something about that. But my friend Nawasa bought me this little hand, which I love. I used to see it on Instagram all the time by Momo Loves Paper, and she's on YouTube as well. So Momo Loves Paper really made me fall in love with this. And then my friend Nawasa didn't even know I loved it and got it for me. So that was awesome. Okay, so then when we go inside, eventually I'm going to draw something. Oh, it got dark all of a sudden. Oh, what happened? Eventually I'm going to, oh, it got dark outside really fast all of a sudden. Let me see if I can brighten it up in here for you guys a little bit. And turn this light. Okay, I think that's a little better. I'll be right back. Okay, I hope that's better. All right, eventually on the inside cover, see where some of the watercolor seeped through. I'm going to do something here. I haven't decided what just yet. And then this is a dashboard that I made, which I make these and sell them in my shop now. I do make the pocket size. So here is the back, and this paper was Jane Davenport. And there's the inside of that. Two different sheets actually. And then this was a Jane Davenport sheet of paper I used there and laminated as well, and this one. And these are 5mm laminator sheets. And then here's just some sticky pads. Now this first insert is a monthly that I printed from mylifeallinOneplace.com. Again, that's mylifeallinOneplace.com, and you can print free printables for travelers notebooks and Filofax for every size pretty much. And then actually the cover of it was a file folder, one of those $1 packets of file folders that are decorative that has 4 to 5 different file folders in there. It came from Target. And then this is just a label. The background is just a white label. And then I used a Tombow dual brush marker to color the inside, that purple color. And then I used another one in black to write October lettering in there, 2017. And then in the inside, I made a little pocket. And this little pocket just came from a painter, the paint chip sample card from Lowe's, and I just trimmed it down because it was one of the bigger, wider ones, and used some adhesive squares to make a pocket. And this can be a bookmark in the future. It's just a scrap of Jane Davenport paper. And then this was just a bookmark that I got from a planner group when I was still in Oklahoma about advice from a flamingo. It's so cute. And it says, wade into life, stand out in a crowd, spend time with your flock, find the right balance, show your true color, keep your beak clean, don't be afraid to get your feet wet, which is so cute. So that's just a little bookmark. All right, and so here's what I actually printed from My Life All in One Place, and then I just stitched it in the middle, just did it really fast, nothing special, with just some embroidery thread on 2 different holes there to hold it together. And it didn't print exactly even across here because of the way my printer did when you flip it, but you just kind of have to see how it works for your printer. And then I just doodled some October theme sort of, pumpkins, just real simple ones, nothing fancy for there, and colored that in. And then here's the monthly spread that comes with that. And when you print this one in the field notes or pocket size, same thing. It actually, because it prints on 8.5 by 11, you actually get 2 booklets for 2 months all in one printing, which is awesome. And so I just put October on there. You can do them where they're dated, but I did the blank. And so I put the numbers on there and just kind of sketched out and colored a tree for the fall time with no leaves. And then in here I drew another tree, but I didn't color it in, and some more pumpkins for the first week. So it's a week on 2 pages with the days and then to do notes. And out here it has note where you can write week from that date to that date. And then this is the current week that I'm getting ready to fill in. I didn't draw anything on there, just did some coloring. And this is a bookmark I made a long time ago. Just with some fall stuff, with some just pen doodles. I think this was all in ink. And Yeah, a long time ago. Fall is here, although it never really seems like it here in Colorado, not Colorado, where am I? Arizona. All right, so that's that. And then what goes next after that? So these are just some future weeks. And then we go, and there's just some lists. So it has this whole section of lists. I mean, it's like a bunch of pages, like all of these pages, all the way to the very back are all lists, which is just kind of excessive, but maybe not, because we do make lists all the time, and you can just label what type of list it is. So it has list title. And so I started a list there with the little kind of jacked up maple leaf. And then I drew, now I did have to add the lines on here for a habit tracker, and then I thought later, you know what, I could have printed this whole thing on dot grid paper and just made it adjusted that way as bullet journal, because this is really kind of a bullet journal effect here. Or maybe but then I don't know. No, because this could have gone on dot grid and would have been just fine, and then I could do the rest like this if I wanted to. But anyway, this is how I did it, and I drew in the lines for do my October habit tracker. And then this bookmark I got from a planner meetup also. And then I decided to do a section with time with family and time with friends. And then I'm just going to use the list as I do things throughout the month in there. And I think that ends that insert. And then this is just a little clip, you know, office supply. I can never think of the right word for that. I used to call it a banana clip, but that's not really what it is. Binder clip. And I'm just holding this is just a Sharpie pen that's on there. And then the dashboard. Okay, and then this was another, now this was, I bought from, so this is the Yobi symbol if you're not familiar with it. This is things that you can buy at Target. And I think, is it half or all of it? Maybe all of the money goes to help get supplies and stuff to kids. And so, but you can buy, I bought this pack of, it had 3. It had a craft folder one and 2 that were this pretty kind of royal blue color cover ones, all 3 together, and they're stitched in the binding, and they're all lined, excuse me. And so I decided to make a cover for this one, and this was a file folder in a pack for, you know, 4 or 5 for $1 in the Target dollar spot. And I should have done a little bit differently, like I should have just cut for like a square or rectangle for the front and a rectangle for the back, and then use like some masking tape for the binding, but I didn't. I put the whole thing in there, so it makes it stick out a little bit, but that is okay. And then this is my future log, which of course is a bullet journal style, you know, thing of doing. And so I put all of these, so I just wrote future log at the top of all, and this is another magnetic bookmark I made a long time ago, just doodling with ink. And one side says winter's here, just a cute little doodles, and the other one is 'tis this season. And so I marked it on December. So anyway, so this is October, so it starts in November, and then this gives me all what the months look like, and then just starting here at the top, which I kind of messed up. Did I mess up? Well, starting at the top, I can just put the date and whatever activity or appointment or whatever's coming that I need to know from the future for my next insert. And I did that for the entire year. I really like the way it turned out. I think it's cute like this. And I just used some different colors. And then it goes through December of 2018. And then, of course, I can continue that. I can probably get at least another year in here. And then there's the back. And here's, did I show you? Oh, here's another dashboard that I made. And there's the other parts. And these are all using Jane Davenport paper. And then these two black little booklets came from Walmart, and they are just pocket-sized sketchbooks. And so, like I said, I want to get more into my sketching, and so I put those in there for me to make sure starting tomorrow, which will be the 9th, I will start sketching something every day, or working on a sketch, even if it's going to take multiple days to do it. Okay, and then I just use a bookmark I got from a planner group there at the top. And then for this one, and then for the other one, another one that I got from a planner group. And then that is the end. So let me put this bookmark back in my future log under December. And thank you guys so much for joining me today. I hope you liked this. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and tell me in the comments below if you use a pocket size or thought about it and why you love it or why you're thinking about doing it. And also, I want to remind all my subscribers that you get an additional discount from my LucindadoriPlanners Etsy shop when you subscribe, and that discount is in the comments below, and there's a new one every month. And until next time, everyone, happy planning!